another spooky episode of An Anthropologist Watches Glitter and Lasers. I don't think we've done a spooky episode of hers yet, so here we are in my living room. Ooh, my living room is actually just a great nebulous of orange and white. Spooky. It's very casual. See? Got my owls on. I figured I'd spook it up a little bit by wearing my fall crown. So, and y'all seem to like this chapstick. So there you go. All right, glitter and lasers. I've only kind of dipped my toe into this episode. Basically, I know it is going to be a 7-minute advertisement for CoPilot. So there's that. But I also know that Anna's going to kind of claim that this is the reason why she's been losing weight and doesn't mention anything else. So that was the stink eye, if you didn't understand that one. So before we get into the video, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. You all have been wonderful. Thank you to my members. You guys have been great. And thank you to everybody who's going to hit the like button. Ding. I am an anthropologist by training. I'm an archaeologist retired. And that's it. Those are my credentials. I think I've only done like 3 videos on Anna so far, so I'm still trying to get kind of a baseline for her, but pretty much what I'm picking up with Anna is that she's just kind of, I don't know. She's like Amber Lynn Light. All of our girls are alike. This girl, Anna and Alexandra Rodriguez, she is boring, by the way. And Amber, they all have the same entitlement. They all have the same disconnect with reality. They all have the same non-understanding of what money is. So there's all that. And it's just like this weird elitism that they all seem to have, and they're all perfectly capable of flaunting and are completely caught off guard when people call them on it. So there you go. So there we go. This is Anna's most recent video. She is sped up to 1 minute and till time and a quarter. I can't think of anything else I need to say before we get into this, so let's just go.
So recently, I've gotten so many questions from you guys about what I've been doing to get in shape. And the reality is I'm not using a set plan. I'm using something customized to me, and it's called CoPilot.
The reason you've been getting all of these questions about how you're getting into shape is because you're noticeably losing weight, power, but everyone also knows that you're not being honest about the way you're losing the weight. So everybody wants to keep asking you what you're doing in the hopes that you will come clean. I don't think anybody's upset that Anna's losing weight, or at least I would hope not. I'm certainly not upset that she's getting healthy. I certainly don't care that she's working out or any of that stuff. But it's my understanding she's on Wegovy or Ozempic and is just neglecting to mention it and acting like she's losing all this weight by simply working out. The reality is exercise doesn't equal weight loss. Calories in, calories out equals weight loss. I don't think I've heard her say jack all about her diet. As a matter of fact, as far as I understand, her eating habits haven't changed at all. So 2 and 2 equal 4. Trying to.
Now, CoPilot is kind of what I think is the future of personal training.
God, I hope not.
Instead of going to a stuffy gym where a dude bro offers you advice and also casually shames your body.
I've been a member of a gym I got myself a gym membership for my birthday last year. So by October, I will have been going for a year. I have yet to have any gym bro come up and say squat all to me. And even the people who work there haven't offered to teach me how to use any of the equipment. So that is on me to go ask them for. And if I do, I think I get like maybe I get I guess somewhere between 1 to 3 private lessons with a trainer kind of a thing, which I really should take advantage of. Basically, I call BS on Anna's story about her dude bros in the gym.
I get to interact with someone virtually, which frankly just works better for my schedule, who's body neutral and is focused on helping me achieve whatever my fitness goals are.
Here's my thing. I don't know how much Anna's getting paid to shill this, so let's just set that aside for now, keeping in mind that Anna's getting paid to shill this. And let's talk about virtual coaching for something physical like exercise. Anna has been criticized by I can do this. Anna has been criticized for her form by Ilona, or Chikara Transformations, who I watch semi-religiously. And I feel like if Anna was being coached by a living person in the same room as her while she was doing these exercises, that person could correct her form. And a correct form will cut down on the amount of like soreness and potential injury. Nobody's ever going to be perfect, but I think I would rather have someone in the room who could correct me before I make a habit of poor form than after I've made a habit of poor form, because it's easier to correct an issue before it becomes an issue. When I took ballet, I would prefer to have a ballet teacher in the room with me. I liked taking the classes because I liked having the teacher there, and the teacher would come over and correct my foot placement. She corrected my knee placement one time because I was about to blow my knee out. When I was taking yoga, I preferred having the yoga teacher in the room because the yoga teacher would come over, and it's really weird how they touch you too. They don't even really touch you. They just kind of put their hand under you, and they just kind of like tap. It's very strange. Not in a bad way, but they're correcting your form so that you don't hurt yourself. I'm sure if what you want is a workout plan and that's all you want, CoPilot is probably good for that. But as far as like ensuring that your form is good and you don't hurt yourself, you either already need to know these things, or eventually you're going to have to ask somebody living to come over and show you how to do it. I know I'm making it sound like the people at CoPilot are actually just ghosts in the machine, but I mean, they kind of are though, aren't they? Anyway, those are my thoughts on the matter.
Without just thinking in that singular lens of like weight loss. So I thought I would...
God forbid you lose weight. That would be the worst thing that you could possibly do, Anna.
just bring you guys to the gym today so you could see how CoPilot actually works for me.
Whatever.
And it's all about me.
It's all about you. Girl.
But it is. It really does feel that way. In fact, I love it so much that I convinced my best friend to be on it, and now we do CoPilot together. And it's funny because we both have Olivia as a coach. And
what a sad world we live in, where this is just me being old, I guess. What a sad world we live in, where your gym coach is virtual and you have virtual video meetings with them, and your best friend is virtual, and the two of you virtually go to the gym together and have FaceTime conversations at the gym virtually. Are we incapable of being in the same room as other human beings these days? I know the lockdown hit some people really hard, but seriously? I'd love to have a gym buddy. Like an actual one that isn't like an imaginary friend on my phone.
And whenever we don't want to work out, we just say to each other, we got to do it for Olivia. Olivia, we can't let her down. And I think, weirdly, the guilt of letting Olivia down does motivate us at times to be successful at the gym. And you know what? Anything that gets you there.
It's called accountability. It's been studied. And yes, accountability does help, but it'll only get you so far. If you don't have the drive, eventually you'll just give up anyway. So it is good to have a workout buddy in general, or an accountability buddy. Accountability. No, there's like a cute little term for it. Anyway, ignore me. So all of that has been shown by behavioral science to actually work in your favor. However, if you're solely doing anything simply for another person, you will eventually lose the drive and the motivation to do it. You need to be doing it for yourself. You don't need to beat yourself up or anything, you know.
Right? Anything to get you there. So one thing I am not good at is recognizing like my progress. So today we're going to start our workout a little bit different than I normally do by doing some exercises that I did the first time I worked out or the first couple times I worked out, just to see how much I've progressed. Because I think that's important.
That's why you record this stuff. How many reps did you do? What weight were you doing it at? All I do is weights. I would assume on the treadmill, I would do something like, I do the incline on the treadmill, and I'm trying to work my way up to, I think it's a 12% incline, which, by the way, is very extreme, very, very tilted. So I'm at 6 to 8 at this point, but that's the point. Like my speed at that, the speed I go at that, I want to say altitude, but that's not right. The speed that I go at that incline is around 2.5 to 3 miles per hour. So there you go with that. On a flat surface though, man, I can kick butt as far as walking goes, which is the whole point of the incline. Makes it hard. Anyway, my point is if you're actually tracking what you're doing each time you go to the gym, which I do in my app thing, I'll show it to you guys sometime. Then you know what you did last time, so you know what you should be shooting for the next time. All right, so I watched Anna's video. What was it? 50 workouts later. It was slightly more moist than dry, burnt ass toast. Yeah, much. It's kind of like if you took the dry ass burnt toast and kind of half-assedly put butter on it. That's about how dry it was. So since she was doing a lot of working out, I am not a physical person. I'm like not a trainer or like a physical therapist or anything like that. But Chikara Transformations is. So I purposefully have not watched this, and I do have her sped up, and I probably will end up editing some of it anyway. But I did want to watch Chikara Transformations' response to Glitterandlazers workout videos because I want to know if she's doing good. And Chikara, for all, whether you like Chikara or not, she is very honest, and she's very, she gives credit where credit's due. So if Anna's doing well with her form and her exercises, Chikara will say so. She'll also call her out if she's doing it wrong. So there's that. And considering this is called Bodybuilder Reacts to Glitterandlazers coming for her audience and Shilling CoPilot, I'm interested to see what Chikara has to say. So, all right. I do have this sped up to 1:15. So I'm going to imagine Anna's going to sound like she's on crack because I know she speeds up her videos too. But anyway. All right. As much as I enjoy her forwardness, let's skip ahead to the actual react just because I want to hear what she has to say about Anna.
Glitterandlazers, still a new video. 50 workouts later.
Okay.
We're going to look at it. But first, there's a comment here. And I thought that was interesting.
Okay. I think I missed the comment because I don't usually read the comment section like she's getting ready to say.
Quite the important one to note because she's being somewhat passive-aggressive here. I am seeing some...
Anna? Passive-aggressive? I would never have picked up on that.
Comments about how I supposedly do not mention that I'm taking medication to help my health journey. To be very clear, this video is not about weight loss, but rather my increase in flexibility, mobility and strength. And that has come because of the weight loss, because of the injections that you're taking that you're not open about.
I mean, when someone who's open about the fact that they're taking enhancement drugs calls you out for not mentioning that you're taking diet drugs, I think there's your sign.
Okay. Have I also lost weight in the time these things have improved? Sure. Am I taking medication to help with weight loss? Yes.
Why won't you say that in a video?
Never denied it. Yeah, but you don't deny it, but you're not very clear about it. You pretend.
Yeah, exactly.
In most of your videos that basically you're doing this through diet and exercise.
Exactly. And I have yet to hear Anna talk about her diet. Now, to be fair, I have not watched every single video of Anna's. So there might be one where she does talk about her diet and I just haven't seen it.
Your videos that basically you're doing this through diet and exercise, doing CoPilot workouts. You're not transparent about the fact that, yes, okay, that's like, I can again only refer this to myself. That's like me
working on my TikTok skills.
basically,
Sorry.
just in like, if I'm going to step on stage next time around and I'm a kilo heavier, but I am also lower in body fat, and I managed to do that in a 4-month period, that's not possible. It's impossible for a woman to do this in a calorie deficit already in low body fat at my age. It's impossible if I wasn't on performance enhancers.
God, look at her neck. She just looks great. I know she's freaking miserable, which is why I won't do this. But damn it, she looks good.
That once somewhere very briefly, and then like, oh my god, look at what I've achieved, guys. Like, yes, of course, my hard work and me sticking to diets and me being consistent, all of that mattered. But the reality is, what's helping me with recovering, stopping me from overtraining, what is helping with just the general growth is also performance enhancers.
It is kind of like Anna's taking performance enhancers and not mentioning it, and then claiming that she's all natural. I'm not saying that Ozempic isn't a performance enhancer, because I imagine it probably doesn't help with any kind of actual performance other than losing weight, because that's what it's for. What was it originally designed for? I know it's one of those drugs that was originally designed for something else and then has this side effect. Diabetes? Anyway, yeah, I think it was supposed to help diabetes. Anyway, it's kind of the same thing. It's also kind of like when Alexander Rodriguez had like stomach removal surgery or something and didn't mention it in her vlogs for a while until she got real hard called out for it. It's kind of the same thing. It's like lying by omission. I don't really like that term. If I'm not telling you something, there's a reason I'm not telling it to you, and it's not necessarily because I'm lying. I just don't want to tell you. It's none of your P's and Q's. But if I then, like she says, go on to like drop 30 pounds in a month, which would be absolutely fantastic, but also not really achievable for me without any kind of aid, because I'm not that big. It would be, and then was like, oh yeah, you guys, I totally got this slim and sexy, just drinking water every morning and watching my calories. No, I didn't. Don't lie.
This is why, like, as a natural bodybuilder, there's a different look to it, and this is why if people stay lean for a long period of time, they normally lose muscle size, because the body becomes catabolic. Your body doesn't want to be in a lean state, especially as a female. So it's just about transparency.
I love Violet Gray so goddamn much. I love that cat with every essence of my being.
And the lack thereof, or not being open about it, and just sort of like mentioning it once here, is just not sufficient, especially not when you have a channel that's 1.8 million subscribers.
And then you use, as Sam at Every Size has called you out for on a regular basis, and then you mention on your channels that has the smallest followings, that's where you mention you're using it.
You have a duty of care to be very open about what you're doing and how you're achieving certain things, in my opinion, especially as an influencer.
I could just listen to that cat purr all damn day. All right, I'm sorry. Focus.
Additionally, my change in weight is also due to treating several conditions like Hashimoto's, genetic disorders, severe anemia, and chronic pain. All of that caused by obesity. All of that minimized because of, some lifestyle improvements, but also because of fat loss. And the fat loss is because of the injections. Should I also list every single condition I live with, every medication and treatment I use to manage them every time I post a video? No, Anna. This is what do you call it? Like, not gaslighting, not I don't know the fallacy. But there's a difference between taking a medication for a health condition because you have, I don't know, you don't have to mention that you have to take insulin because you're like type 2 diabetic, because that insulin is not going to make I suppose insulin could technically.
Does Anna need to list every disorder she has and all of the drugs she takes every time she makes a video? Every other time might be good. But the medications for Hashimoto's, as far as I understand, don't work like Ozempic, and the pain meds that she's probably taking to manage her pain are typically not Ozempic. They typically don't cause weight loss like Ozempic. If anything, sometimes painkillers can actually like cause you to retain water. Anyway, I'm not on any long-term. Don't they give you steroids, and steroids can cause you to bulk up sometimes? Anyway, my point is the medications that she's taking for the other disorders that she has, which are pretty much all caused by her morbid obesity, they're not going to contribute to the weight loss. And also, It's not like she's out here claiming that she's magically over Hashimoto's. It just magically went away because, you know, she's magical Anna. If she were doing that and not mentioning the fact that she was taking some kind of treatment to treat her Hashimoto's, then it would be the exact same thing. If she came out here and she says, like, you guys, my Hashimoto's is just magically getting better because, you know, I've been being me and it's just magically getting better and going away. In the meantime, she's taking medications and having treatments that are designed to make Hashimoto's go away. It would be disingenuous. It would be a lie, and it would be disingenuous. It's the same damn thing. She's out here like, I'm losing weight. I'm getting in shape. I'm so cool. Look at me. Look at me shilling for the company that's paying me money to tell you that their workout program's helping me is what is actually causing me to lose weight. And don't look over here at the Ozempic that I'm taking.
Make you lose a weight. Okay, you don't have to take a puffer. Say you're asthmatic, you don't have to say every time like, oh, I'm asthmatic, so I need to take a puffer. But the fact that you're using injections to help you lose weight, but you're pretending it's all of your own work, and it's these CoPilot workouts, and you're eating healthier, but you're not ever showing what you're eating, that's the problem. So,
is there a video of Anna explaining her diet? Because other than the crap that she ate while she was in Spain and Portugal, which was not diet food, I have no idea what this woman eats. Clearly, it's thousands of calories. But what has she done to change her diet?
But general medication is the fact that you're using medication that's not performance enhancing, but that's making you lose weight.
I mean, it kind of is.
And it's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I'm all for it. Look, if people need to have weight loss injections, great. I'm all for it. The issue is just the fact that you're pretending that you're not taking it. You're saying it here now, but only because clearly you're getting a lot of backlash about not being open about it. And that's a problem.
And that's the thing. If she was open about it, no one would give a shit. Everybody's taking Ozempic these days. Everybody's taking Wegovy these days. You know, if they're serious about losing weight, everybody's doing it. Why wouldn't you? Like, we've been waiting for a miracle weight loss drug for decades, for, you know, probably 100 years now. No one's going to no one who matters is going to fault you for doing something to improve your health, even if it's medication. Like, no one's going to jump down your throat because you're taking drugs for Hashimoto's, because if they do, they're idiots. Okay? No one should jump down your throat. I don't know if she's got type 2 diabetes, but if she did and she was taking insulin, no one should be jumping down her throat for taking insulin. You know, that's just not what happens. No one should be jumping her shit for taking Ozempic or Wegovy. That's not actually what's happening. What's happening is she's lying and being disingenuous and not mentioning that she's taking a drug that is causing her to lose weight. She's claiming that she's doing it au natural, and she's not.
This is a problem with a lot of influencers in general, fitness influencers, non-fitness influencers, people that are of influence, that have large channels, and they're doing things and they're just not being transparent with and honest with their audience about.
I mean, fitness influencers are just as bad. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them do take enhancers and they try to pass it off as being natural, or they're like, oh, buy my supplements. My supplements are what got me here. I mean, do I need to bring up the Liver King? You know, at least Chikara is open about it.
Doing. Saying what works for me, will work for you also feels very unethical, especially given my own medical journey and how long it took me to get to this point. Well, these fat loss injections are going to work for everybody because that's how they work. In fact, I can tell you that these fat loss injections have made it into the bodybuilding world. I've had people message me,
oh wow,
asking me to ask my people if they can get hold of some and how much they cost. So,
holy crap. I mean, it makes sense, but geez, you're already low on. Can you imagine if someone like Chikara was taking Ozempic? Oh my God, she'd be so sick. I just think she would be so sick. Would it be worth it? I mean, bodybuilder people do some crazy
there's
shit.
Already underground versions of them around, of these fat loss injections, because they work. So yeah, these fat loss injections will work for anybody. That's what they've been designed to do.
Also, just because it's your personalized journey, you are talking to your audience about your journey, and your audience is watching you because probably a good chunk of them have a similar story as yours, and so they're looking to you to see how you're negotiating your problems because that might work for them. So it's a kind of a shitty dodge to be like, oh, I can't tell you how I'm succeeding, because then you might try to succeed like I'm succeeding, and then if it doesn't work for you, you might hold me responsible. Chikara Chikara documents every damn thing she does for her bodybuilding and her performance. And every step of the way, she says, this is what I'm doing. Don't do what I'm doing. If you're trying to just lose weight or you're just trying to get healthy, this isn't healthy. This isn't this isn't what you want to do. Just do that. It's a dodge. You're just dodging the question. You're just deflecting. You're deflecting the question.
Instead, I have to consistently go to a medical professional, work with them off a plan, and then decide together what will work for you. If anything, a good doctor has more to do with my success than any medication. Well, that's bullshit as well, isn't it? It's not. You've just found a doctor that's giving you medication.
I don't know. A good doctor is a good doctor. If you can find a good doctor that's going to tell you what you need to hear and, suggest the medications you need to be on, and not somebody who's just going to be like, oh, you want a pill? Here, let me write it out for you. There you go. I've had one of those. It sucks. You don't actually get better. But if you can find a good doctor that's going to do and tell you the things you need to do and hear, stick with it, because they are going to be as good for you as the medication that they're probably going to prescribe, or the workout routine they're going to prescribe or what have you.
It helps you lose weight. Because we're going to see soon, it's not going to be the workouts. And we know it's not the diet because you never talk about the diet. You don't share what you're eating.
Okay, then I'm not crazy.
If it was the diet, you would show a lot more of that. Also, chemically, the medication I'm taking isn't magical. It won't make you stronger. It won't make you make good choices. You have to put in the work. You have to hold yourself accountable. Again, this is not true. I've had people message me that are in the medical field that have taken these.
I love this cat beyond words.
And you pretty much will, it reduces your appetite, it makes you feel nauseous. So technically, I suppose you're doing the work, but only because of how the medication makes you feel. And there is just an X amount of fat loss that comes with it. You have more results the more you work.
I was just reading some, they were Reddit posts of people who have been taking Ozempic, and more than one of them talked about how the injections have alleviated their anxiety, and because their food anxiety, and because it makes you not hungry, and so you're not conscious of being hungry, so you don't become anxious about being hungry, and because of that, it has actually helped them in the long run. So it does affect even that much. I mean, I'm not saying Ozempic is an anti-anxiety drug. It's all mental, but because these people aren't getting the physical tells that cause them to become anxious, they're able to make better decisions about their food choices and just their health in general. Like more than one person. Granted, it's Reddit. It's not like it's a medical journal. It's not like this is a full-blown study, but there are people out there who are mentioning how the Ozempic not only, makes you nauseous and makes you not hungry, but how that, not the nausea, but the not being hungry part, helps you not be food anxious and that kind of stuff. So
better the choices you make with food and training and your exercise routine, etc. But this is not true. You can take these injections and eat like shit and you will still lose weight. It's just you don't want to eat. Like, it just doesn't make you want to eat.
Yeah, I mean, we all remember when Foodie Beauty was taking it, and she literally stopped taking it because it was making her nauseous, but also she couldn't eat the way she wanted to eat. That was why she quit.
So I have to celebrate my success whether I use medication or not, and it's disappointing that I can't do that.
Nobody's not celebrating your weight loss because you're using Ozempic. What they're asking you to do is be transparent. And the fact that you can't even do that, and not only can you not do it, but you are defending to the death that you don't need to be transparent about this, is really bad optics. And it also makes me say, what else are you lying about? If I can't trust you on this very major thing, what can I trust you on? Why should I even give you the benefit of the doubt? You're lying blatantly to my face and then going, I'm not lying. Lie. I'm not lying.
No, you deserve to celebrate your success as long as you're open about it and clear. Even in this whole thing, she is brushing it off as though whatever she's achieved has been because of her workouts. And it's like her CoPilot workouts and her dietary changes when that's just not it. She's saying she's making healthier food choices, but where though? Like, she doesn't show it. You want to be a weight loss influencer, you want to be a fitness influencer, but you're not sharing what you're eating. That's at the core of it all.
Yeah, exactly.
You never promote any of that. You just promote a stupid workout that you get paid for which, by the way, from what I understand, this whole CoPilot is a bit of a pyramid scheme as well. And also they have like each coach has like hundreds of clients, which, like, let's be real, you cannot manage properly one-to-one hundreds of clients. It's impossible. I think if I was to do coaching full-time and I did it the way that I do it with the WhatsApp calls and making people's plans and adjusting them and stuff like that, realistically, for me to provide a good service, I think I could have between 50 to maximum 70 clients, and that will be me working full-time, having clients every day, and maybe some on the weekend, if it was literally like a full-time job.
That's impressive. I have, on more than one occasion, considered, when she's open for new clients, I have considered reaching out, but mainly I don't have the money, and I don't blame her. I mean, everybody's got to ask. You got to ask what you think you're worth, and I can't afford you. But I mean, I would love to have her as a coach. I feel like she would be good for me, because as soon as I start whining and bitching and kvetching, she'll just go, deal with it. And what do you do then? You either rage quit or you deal with it. Anyway, all right, so let's see. I didn't know CoPilot was a pyramid scheme, but I'm not surprised. That's the problem with BetterHealth.
And then
too.
I'll be very busy. You know, it will be a big full-time job. But that's just the reality of it. I couldn't do I couldn't manage hundreds of people. It's impossible if you're doing one-to-one coaching. It's like, or if you're providing a bespoke and a more tailored service. So anyway, let's get into this video 12 minutes later and see what she has to say, or what we've got going on here.
I'm probably going to cut big chunks of this out because I really just want to hear what Chikara has to say about Anna's form doing the exercises. Okay, so here we go with Anna's fake. I need to watch Anna more so I can do some body language with Anna. Like, she is not even close to doing that incline push-up the right way.
I mean, what she's doing here, doing a wall push-up as a regression from a push-up, is absolutely right. But she's not really doing a push-up though. Like, this is not to hate on her progress, but I think she feels like she's achieving a lot more than what she really is. Because if she was to really do this as a push-up, her legs need to be straight. This is not...
I'm not crazy. Okay, cool. Because I was like, WTF is going on?
I've never seen this as a variation. And
what is she even doing?
I'm going to sound like a real fucking dick here. And it's just something that is it's just because it's a pet peeve of mine. And I see it a lot. And it's people that are flexing quarter reps. It's like, I'll see this all the time when I go to the gym. Girls will be like, getting the double presses out, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm double pressing like 20 kilos, like 44 pounds, whatever it is, and I'm doing this. Yeah, I can double press a fucking 100 pounds like that. Do the full range of motion. Same as squats. It's like, unless you have like injuries and stuff like that, or leg presses, or hack squats, it doesn't matter. If you're plating something up heavily and you can't perform the exercise to the full range of the motion, then first of all, don't, like, unless you're injured. If you can't do it for medical reasons, if you can't do it because it's too heavy, it's too heavy. So put the ego to the side, regress the weight, regress the exercise, and do it properly so that you get the actual benefits. Because doing a quarter push is not really training anything. You want to, for this, what she's trying to do as a push-up, you want to try and get the stretch in the muscle. If you're not getting the stretch in the muscle, you're not training anything.
This is why I wanted to watch this.
Oh, to be fair, this is actually a lot better.
It is. But look how wide her feet are, and look how wide her arms are. And I just noticed that, like, her belly did a big old dip when she went down. It's not perfect, but I don't do push-ups well either, so I just don't do push-ups.
This is a lot better. It's still a quarter rep. It's more of a half rep, but this is much better. This is actually fair play. I'll give credit where credit is due. This is the best one she's done. This is the best form, and definitely a lot better than the previous exercise.
And this is why I wanted to watch her, because I knew she'd give credit where credit was due, and I knew she'd criticize where criticism was due.
She needs to go deeper still, but besides, this is very good. I mean, I can't really tell how heavy these weights are. So she's gone up from 2 kilos to 5 kilos, which, to be fair, like, to get stronger through the shoulders, it's like everybody knows your squat, you will be able to go up and up and up and up. 2.5 kilos on a bench press is just like, feels like fucking 20 kilos. So for anything that's like arm or shoulder related, I will say that to go up even like 2.5 kilos, it can take a long time because you're dealing with smaller muscle groups. So therefore, like, you're not able to push as much weight as quickly compared to something like a back movement or a leg movement. So, you know,
my arms are getting tired.
Give credit where credit is due there. Like, building up shoulder strength and upper body strength for a woman is a lot harder, normally speaking. Okay, so we'll slow this down because this is actually really important in terms of form review. Her squats here are much better, these box squats, because you can see, hold on, let me just go back. When you squat, you want to basically drive through the heels. Keep a neutral spine and push up, right? So here, because it's a box squat and she's sitting back, you can see, I mean, her heels slightly come off the floor here, but it's not the end of the world, but she's sitting back and standing up. So the form here for the squat is actually not terrible. It's actually not bad at all. But this, I'll have to slow it down even more because she's going
on her
too
toes.
fast. This is bad.
That's what I thought too.
Oh.
I honestly thought in the gray outfit, I thought she looked worse than she did starting off.
See this? She's completely coming onto her toes.
Yeah. And her knees are out past her toes too, which in ballet is a
She's not really hitting the full depth. She's going far too fast. She's locking out too much. Oh.
Yeah, and I thought that snap up she did on her knees was not good.
And yeah, this is just not a good squat. She's better off doing the box squats. If she can't do a bodyweight squat because of her size, because of the way her body is shaped, knee problems. I mean, just knees look fucking painful, don't they? But yeah, this is not the way forward. For a squat, if you want to learn how to squat, really you do want to work with a coach. It is a complicated lift, same as like deadlifts. The best thing to do is you do start, normally speaking, with like a front squat, like a goblet squat, then you move on to front squat, and then you move on to your back squats. But the key is that you have to just keep your feet on the floor. If you have very poor mobility through your ankles, which I do, which is the reason why a lot of people come onto their toes or they lean forward, squat shoes will help a lot. What also helps is warming up your ankles and warming up your calves, stretching them out. Because of the tight calves, that often also inhibits the ankle mobility. But in general, just make sure that if you're doing something like a squat, which is a complicated lift but a very good lift, a very fun lift to do, once you get powerful at it, there's nothing quite like heavy squatting. It's just a fun, like, if you know, you know. But just make sure that you're doing it right, and that's definitely for an exercise where you do leave the ego at the door. Making sure that you're warming up. I have to do a lot of mobility work for my squats, so I do a lot of hip opening exercises. I do a lot of glute stretches, like dynamic stretching. I do that in the beginning of my workouts. Dynamic hip opening, dynamic glute stretching. I usually have to do several warm-up sets before I get into my working sets, just because I have very poor mobility otherwise, because I get very tight through my hips and my glutes. Yeah, this is just not a good squat at all, actually. The box squat was much better. So I would suggest for her that if she can't do them properly, to just stick with the box squats, because she'll get just more out of it.
Yeah, what she said. Better. Nope, she's still coming up on her toes, though.
I mean, it's definitely better than the previous one. Her back is fairly neutral.
I don't even know what this one was.
And she's sitting in the hips more. I would say, like, she probably could benefit from pushing the knees out a bit more so she can sit down properly. But this is definitely, it is an improvement for sure.
What is she doing? Also, I hate this outfit.
I don't know what this exercise is supposed to do.
Yay, I'm not crazy. Why is she walking while doing it? That's the other part of it.
I don't see the point of this exercise unless it's like a warm-up, which is possible because she did mention that she's doing like stretching and mobility stuff as well. Yeah, and these side lunges, I think they're so awkward to do and they're so difficult to get right. I never program these in, and I do them myself as a stretch, as a warm-up exercise. But I sometimes see people do these to like.
Now, because I am a plus-sized woman, and I was even heavier when I was taking ballet, well, by about 30-ish pounds, I was heavier. Yeah, I was never recommended doing this side to side thing. I think I was actually told not to. Same thing with the running thing. Don't do it. It's bad on your knees. So I've just never done those. But that's what I was told to do in ballet. Umpteen years ago now. Well, 5 years ago.
Hold like the inner thigh. There's a lot more exercises that you can do. I mean, I suppose you could do it for your glutes maybe, but again, there's a lot more beneficial exercises that you can do. A side lunge, like a static side lunge like this.
Pliés. Pliés will work those muscles. I don't think she could do a plie, but trust me, you do about 20 of those in a row correctly, you'll feel that shit.
To do it where you're targeting the right muscles, and you're getting the right stretch, and to do it with like progressive overloads with weight, it's just, I don't know, man. I think it's kind of a pointless exercise. Not for stretching and for warming up, it's great, but just implement it. To think that you're going to do it and tone the inside of your thigh and burn fat there, it's not going to happen. What's going to happen is you just need to just train properly. That's going to burn the inside of your fat and stick in inside of your fat. To burn the inside fat off your thigh, what's going to do that is diet and training legs properly. These side lunges, I'm not a fan.
All I see is her ankles screaming and waiting for that. Her knee looks like it's hyperextended, and I'm waiting for that audible crack, and then her not being able to walk. Especially when she speeds up doing it.
I mean, she's definitely improved her range of motion slightly, but it's still not, the movement's still not great. She's just kind of leaning forward more than anything.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. See, I'm a YouTube expert from watching too many YouTube people, apparently. Don't listen to them. I didn't think you were supposed to go all the way down with these, but I guess I'm wrong. I thought you were only supposed to go down like just below your knee and then come back up. And I also thought you were supposed to do these slower, but again, Anna's sped up, so.
Yeah, the thing is, it's really hard to see because of like her body composition and the amount of fat she has, like whether or not she's rounding her back too much in this exercise. Straight leg deadlifts are great, and it's not about how deep you can go. It's about the connection that you have with the hamstrings and the tie-in and the glutes, and if you're isolating through them properly.
Okay, that must be why then. Because it doesn't matter if you go deep or not. It's just a matter if you're getting that stretch.
And if you're rounding your back too much, then you're obviously putting a little pressure on your lumbar. So
you're not going to get the...
you don't have to necessarily go deep with this. It just depends on your flexibility and your range of motion. What matters is that you're stretching the hamstrings, and that when you're pulling up through the hamstrings and the glutes. But she's, with her body fat levels, like, to be honest, I can't see if she's rounding her back or not. And if she is, then like, yeah, it's all well and good.
I'm 80% sure she's rounding her back just looking at her. But again, don't listen to me.
The point of it is, you're just not performing the exercise safely, so.
She's doing that frontward hip.
So here I would say
thing that people with she does that forward snap thing with her hips that people with kettlebells do, kettlebells, and from what I understand, you're not supposed to do that either. But
rounding, she would benefit from rolling back her shoulders, having the chest up. I would also say that she probably doesn't have to go this deep because she does end up rounding the back more. And she will probably just get more out of the exercise that way. And she's doing it way too fast as well. Like, I don't know. My video is sped up. And I don't know if she sped her video up, but if she's doing this, let's do it to normal tempo. So this is the normal, yeah, the form is not right at all. Also, with an RDL,
oh my god, look at her abs. Oh shit, in her sides. Damn, she looks good.
Exercises. And there's so many variations you can do. So you sit.
Look at her. Damn it, look at her.
You lower. For me, this is to about here.
She's bending her knees a little.
And then when you pull up to here. Don't do this.
That's what I thought.
Don't do this with an RDL. You don't have to squeeze your glutes together. If you do that, you will fuck up your lower back. So what you want to do is you come down and you come up to just about here.
She bends her legs too, so that's probably have something to do with it. Because she's running on muscle memory.
Keep the tension in the glutes and lower. Hold it and pull up.
Saw how her back was kept straight and neutral.
One of the best this particular exercise, unless I'm doing really heavy Romanian deadlifts with a barbell, I always do RDLs at a slow tempo. I either focus on a 4-second lowering, or I hold the stretch, and that's like one of the most efficient ways that I found that helps train my hamstrings, and in particular the tie-in.
Actually, if you listen to the 10-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss, where he talks about doing exercises, he actually talks about holding the weight. Like you get through the range of motion, but then you like at the lowest point you hold yourself in position, and then at the highest point you hold yourself in position, and also you use a slow tempo. But that's the 10-Hour Body. So.
This is what I mean by the tie-in. Now that this gets trained, or not trained, this gets more developed by controlling the lowering phases. In general, the biggest tip I can give you if you want to have better workouts is just slow down your tempos. And certain exercises benefit from contractions, certain exercises benefit from slowing down the eccentric, some benefit from holding the stretches. It kind of depends. For example, like lat exercises, if you want to do that, you want to have the stretch. But then, for example, chest kind of benefits a lot from holding contractions, same with bicep. So it kind of depends. It's different exercises. I mean, all of it benefits from it, but some things I find I've had better results in terms of muscle growth focusing on the contractions, the stretches, etc. And this is absolutely an exercise. I can assure you, if you slow down the lowering phase or you hold the stretch, you'll feel it a lot more. And don't come up into a full extension, and definitely don't thrust your hips forward.
Even in ballet.
I mean, yes, you can do it higher. I guess this is like just a hip opening, the stability, balance movement.
Yes. To me, that looks like a really great way to throw your hip out. But that's me. Don't listen to me. I'm not a physical person. I don't have creds in that.
I mean, the progress is really... Okay, so she needed to hold onto a stick here, which is definitely a good way to learn how to lunge if you can't do it. But she's still... The range of motion here still isn't here, so I would suggest she's not ready to use this with weights yet. She's clearly not stable enough to use weights. She's better off sticking with body weight and just lowering to at least, well, parallel, I would say.
That's why I don't like lunges. They hurt my knees. I can't do the right form for lunges. I have no idea what this is. I don't get what that is supposed to. I think that one's called the dead bug. I think I've seen someone else do it, and they're like, this is called the dead bug. Maybe it was a Korean drama I was watching. That's the upward pike, though. That's a blind.
Yeah, that's also there. See, this is actually quite here. She's actually using pretty good form for especially a plank movement. This is very good. I will say she clearly does have pretty good core strength though, because anything that's core related, these exercises, she's performing pretty well.
The inchworm. I actually like this one. I like this one, and I like mountain climbers. I hate burpees.
This is also quite good.
And I think that's I think what she's doing right now is supposed to be like the baby burpee. Like it's supposed to you're supposed to learn how to do it, and then it's supposed to encourage you to move on to the rest of the burpee.
They're very difficult for her. So her core stuff, she does pretty well.
So I always joke that you didn't have a good workout unless it left its mark, and it definitely left its mark today. This needs to go straight to the wash.
Workout clothes should normally goes to the wash, right?
I wanted to say also that working out has made its mark on my life in a lot of other ways, right? It's easy to look at the things in the gym and see the progress, right? But my life has changed because I now understand what my body is capable of.
And I definitely agree with that. There's something about being able to, when you push yourself physically in the gym, it really does mentally make you stronger. Especially when you start lifting heavier weights and you realize that, despite what society says, you're not weak as a woman, you can be strong as a woman.
All right, I'm going to pause it there. So I'm probably going to splice this into the video that I already watched of Anna doing exercises, because I think this is a better way of doing it. So, because I had a lot of criticisms about Anna and her form while she was doing the exercises, but I am not a coach. I am not a physical person. I keep saying that. So I wanted, the more critical I was getting of Anna, the more I was like, am I right or am I insane? So I wanted to watch what Chikara had to say about it, and I was not insane. So that kind of actually makes me feel better, because it's like, oh, well, I'm learning things. Look at me, I'm smart. But that being said, I'm glad Anna's getting better at this, and she's clearly getting healthier. She's clearly getting more flexible. She's clearly getting stronger, and I wish her, luck on the rest of her journey. However, Anna needs to come clean and quit acting like the only way she's losing weight is by doing CoPilot, because we all know that exercise, as good as it is for you physically, it's not how you lose weight. You lose weight with diet, calories in, calories out, or you lose weight with some kind of assistance. And there's no shame, especially when you're super morbidly obese. There's no shame in using assistance to lose weight. And if people are giving you crap for that, tell them to STFU, because you're doing the best for yourself. Okay. The problem with Anna is that she's using aids and acting like she's not. Okay. And so she's creating this false narrative around her weight loss, and she's telling this to her bajillion followers who are all following her because they're looking at her as an inspiration. They enjoy the story she's telling. They like seeing her succeed, or they're like, I'm in a similar situation as Anna. I wonder what she's doing to get better, kind of a thing. So it's disingenuous. It's basically lying, and that's what people are mad about. Not that Anna's taking Ozempic, but that she's not being open and honest about taking the Ozempic. It would be like Chikara sitting here looking as fabulous as she looks and then going, yeah, this is totally natural, you guys. I don't take any enhancers whatsoever. We all know that's a lie. Okay? So let's do a new wrap up here. What did I say to put down? Oh, a dumbbell. So if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave a dumbbell or whatever exercise equipment down in the comments section. Y'all get creative. I enjoy it. Be sure to leave a comment if you would like. Be sure to thumbs up the video. And if you've made it this far, you may as well subscribe, because you clearly like my videos. So wouldn't you like to know when I post them? Thank you to all of my subscribers. You guys rock. Thank you to my members. You guys rock as well. And again, thank you to everybody who's going to hit that like button. Ding. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.